morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. UML to hold 10th National Convention in late November, appeals to dissident leaders to return to Mother Party. CPN unified socialists to follow people's multi-party democracy. The party adopts strategic goal of scientific socialism. NEPSA Chief Executive Officer Saud resigns. Government also investigating charges against 7 chairmen. UN says Madagascar facing world's first climate-induced famine. More than 30,000 people suffer from high level of food insecurity. And Leeds scored 3 late goals to beat League One crew. Jack Harrison scores twice for the club. And now the news in detail. The CPN-UML has announced to hold the party's 10th National Convention from November 26 to 29. The Standing Committee meeting of the party yesterday took a decision to this effect, informed party spokesperson Pradeep Gyawali. The meeting also decided to conduct the statute convention from coming September 20 to 22. Spokesperson Gyawali said that both the events would be organized in Kathmandu. The meeting has also appealed to the Madhav Kumar Nepal faction to come forward for party unity. Yesterday's meeting has directed all the party organs to remain active as they were before the unification of CPN, UML and CPN Maoist Center more than 3 years ago. The decision was a part of 10-point agreement reached to resolve the internal conflict in the party. Similarly, the meeting formed a task force under the leadership of General Secretary Ishwar Pokhrel to implement the 10-point agreement. Vice Chair Bhim Rawal, Assistant General Secretaries Vishnu Paudel and Ghanasam Bhusal, Standing Committee members Surendra Pandey and Lekhraj Bhatta are the members in the task force. The newly formed CPN Unified Socialist has set a goal to move forward on the path of socialism by protecting the norms and values of people's multi-party democracy. A report. The proposed Central Committee members and lawmakers of the party held at Chandragiri passed the party's statute yesterday. The new party was formed by 14 lawmakers of CPN-UML, including former Prime Minister Madhav Kumar Nepal, after splitting from the mother party. The CPN-UML also has adopted the People's Multi-Party Democracy as its guiding principle. The newly formed party believes that freedom with equality could be achieved by ending oppression and discrimination through this path. The party statute mentions that its strategic goal is scientific socialism. The statute further states that building a basis for socialism along with social justice and democratic norms and values by developing national capitalism for the country's socio-economic transformation through peaceful struggle and democratic means are the short-term goals of the party. Talking to media persons after the meeting, chairperson of the party, Madhav Kumar Nepal, said that a new party has been formed to fight against wrong tendencies, ideas and values. Leader Nepal clarified that they had a revolt as the CPN-UML leadership did not follow any rules and regulation. The party has provision to have 151-member Central Committee including 115 full members and 17 office bearers comprising 1 chairperson, 1 senior leader, 7 vice chairperson, 1 general secretary and 7 secretaries as well as 36 alternative members. The Supreme Court has refused to issue an interim order regarding the appointment of Kulman Ghising as the Executive Director of Nepal Electricity Authority. Responding to a writ petition filed against the appointment of Ghising, the Supreme Court yesterday issued an order to submit all documents related to his appointment within 3 days. A single bench of Chief Justice Cholendra Samser Jangabahadur Rana issued such order after hearing a petition filed by the then NEA Chief Hitendra Dev Sakya. He had filed a writ petition on August 16 at the SC challenging the government's decision to appoint Kissing as the NEA chief by replacing him. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed a total of 2,525 new cases of COVID-19 across the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, these cases were identified from the swab test on 14,810 individuals in the country. Kathmandu Valley alone recorded 689 new cases of virus during the review period. Meanwhile, the ministry informed that 2,086 infected persons have recovered from the disease. The recovery rate in Nepal is 93.5%. Similarly, 35 infected persons died from the virus yesterday. With this, the death toll has climbed to 10,568 in the country so far. Ministry further shared that the number of active cases of coronavirus in the country stands at 38,250. Local authorities have lifted the restriction imposed on movement of vehicles from 800 p.m. in the Kathmandu Valley. A meeting of the Chief District Officer of the 3 districts in the Kathmandu Valley held yesterday decided to lift the restriction. Chief District Officer of Kathmandu, Kali Prasad Parazuli, informed that the restriction on movement of private and public vehicles during night time has been removed. Meanwhile, the prohibitory order has been extended till September 1 to prevent and control COVID-19 pandemic from spreading. And now the news from economic front. Chief Executive Officer of Nepal Stock Exchange, Chandra Singh Saud, has resigned from his post after being accused of buying shares of a company illegally. Saud was found to have bought 10,000 units of shares of Sarbotam Cement in the name of his wife as the company was preparing to introduce general shares for listing. The Ministry of Finance is investigating the matter after the news was made public. Speaking at a news conference after submitting his resignation letter to the Finance Ministry on Tuesday, Saud said he resigned to cooperate with the investigation process. The Ministry of Finance is also investigating against Vismaraj Thungana, chairperson of the Securities Board of Nepal. Thungana is also accused of buying the shares of Sarbotam Cement in his daughter's name. It may be noted that the Finance Committee of the Parliament had recently directed the authorities concerned to take action against SEBON Chairman Thungana and CEO of Nepse Saud. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. Madagascar is on the brink of experiencing the world's first climate change famine, according to the United Nations. The UN says tens of thousands of people are already suffering catastrophic level of hunger and food insecurity after 4 years without rain, BBC reported. The drought, in the worst in 4 decades, has devastated isolated farming communities in the south of the country, leaving families to scavenge of insects to survive. These are famine-like conditions and they are being driven by climate, not conflict, said the UN World Food Programme's Seli Thakral. The United Nations estimated that 30,000 people are currently experiencing the highest internationally recognized level of food insecurity level 5 and 3 are concerned the number of affected could rise sharply as Madagascar enters the traditional lean season before harvest. This is unprecedented. These people have done nothing to contribute to climate change. They don't burn fossil fuels and yet they are bearing the brunt of climate change, said Thakral. China's envoy told the UN Human Rights Council on Tuesday that the US Army and militaries of its coalition partners should be held accountable for rights violation allegedly committed in Afghanistan. During a session on reports of Taliban abuses, Chinese Ambassador Chen Zhu gave no details of the alleged violations in the nearly 20 years since US troops entered Afghanistan to fight Taliban militants after the September 11 attacks. However, Amnesty International has previously said that thousands of Afghans have been killed or injured by US forces, of which few have been brought to justice. The US Department of Defense at the time defended its effort to avoid casualties. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Three late goals helped Premier League club Leeds United past League One crew Alexandra and into the third round of the Carabao Cup at a sold-out Elland Road. The host looked set to be frustrated until Calvin Phillips flicked home a near-post corner with just over 10 minutes of the game remaining. Jack Harrison then scored twice with a lovely trinked finish before slotting past the keeper in added time. Marcelo Bielsa's side dominated the game, having 28 shots in total but lacked a clinical ace until the dying stages. Harrison, who joined the club on a permanent basis from Manchester City this summer, saw an effort dipped behind. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. UML to hold 10th National Convention in late November, appeals to the dissident leaders to return to Mother Party. CPN to follow People's Multi-Party Democracy, the party adopts strategic goal of scientific socialism. NEPSA Chief Executive Officer South resigns, government also investigating charges against Simon German. UN says Madagascar facing world's first climate-induced famine, more than 30,000 people suffer from high level of food insecurity. And Leeds scored 3 late goals to beat League One crew. Jack Harrison scores twice for the club. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.